Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
This is Sparta!
It's the Al Travis Show, and we're lucky to have these next two guests on. They're Jeff and Jake with the Barbecue Show. And I appreciate him being here. I find this interesting. I've known these guys for a while now, 4 or 5 years. Jake, Jeff, thanks for being on the program.
Hey, thank you for having us.
And now he muted he's going to say thank you, but he muted himself. Thanks, Jake. This whole technology thing's going past him. Here's what the interesting thing about you guys in this Barbecue Show for me, and Jake, you just got to unmute your microphone, but is there he is.
Sorry, Al.
Hi, Jake.
This is just like the regular barbecue show, Al. I'm terrible with the technology. I'm not a very good barbecue guy. I just muddle through on the coattails of stunt.
I understand.
It works. It works for us, and that's pretty exciting for me, obviously, because I just do the least possible.
Do you go by Jeff or Stunt on the show? I've known you as Stunt. You do? Okay, then I'm going to start calling you Stunt then.
It don't matter. The real name's Jeff. Go by Stunt, by worse even. So
all right. Here's my problem with you two guys, which I think is actually a compliment. I say on this program, it does not matter what you want to talk about. If it's your thing, I can get 30 minutes out of you. I have a gal, I did an entire half hour on the fact she makes aprons. Big apron gal down there, just the world's largest apron gal. It was entertaining radio. She's an entertaining woman. If you like what you do, I get a half hour out of you. So when you guys started this barbecue show, it's like, who doesn't like barbecue? That could be fun. No way in God's green earth that I thought this thing come as big as it is and go on for as long as it is. You guys do a show a week on barbecue. Congratulations. It's because of your passion, to be quite frank, but the idea that you can do it every week. How do you keep it up, Jeff?
We just like to talk about barbecue. So what we do on our weekends is what we start off each show with, almost just what we got to cook over the weekend, what we enjoyed doing, what we tried, what we experimented with, and then we've really kind of started. So it's been over 4 years now, 200 episodes. And
that's amazing.
We get to have guests on from all over the place. We've had people from Texas and Kansas City, and we had somebody from out in Utah this last few weeks ago, and just talking about different products, and honestly, it comes down to what you said. We need to talk about your passion. What do you love? And some of these guys are really passionate about what they do, so it makes it even easier yet for us too. And we get to talk barbecue, so it's really fun.
And Jake, part of your secret sauce, if you'll pardon that pun, is the fact that when you listen to the program, you'll come up and say, I put a butt roast on or whatever it is, and I decided I was going to try it with this instead of that, and then I let it do this thing before. You guys are almost weird scientist barbecue guys, right? I mean, how do I put it? The rest of us, we find the favorite stuff, we shake on it, and then we're barbecue guys. That isn't good enough for you guys.
Well, I think part of it, Al, is that if you look around for barbecue shows, whether it's podcasts or radio shows, a lot of them come across. I don't want to make enemies here, but a lot of barbecue show guys come across very pompous and like, I've got this $6,500 pellet smoker here, and I just bought this $300 brisket. And let me show you what you're going to do. And I don't think that's realistic for most people. I mean, unless you're like one of the top 10 competition guys in the country, that's just not a real thing. And what makes the barbecue show with Stunt and Jake work is that we're two real dudes. Like when we make a mistake and screw up a brisket or burgers or anything,
it's coming out of the household budget, isn't it? It's like,
we're like, hey, listen, here's what we did. And we're practical, and I think that helps. One of the first things we say is don't learn to smoke on a new smoker with a brisket. Go get a cheap pork butt. Go, do it smart. But and as we end every show with experiment and have fun. The whole point is having fun and looking for something that's yours.
Now, again, I don't want you to understand it, Jake, because if I understand, because I maybe understand, I'm listening to the show. I'm a barbecue guy. I think I'm a barbecue guy, but not you guys. You each have a multitude of different grills. Would I be mistaken? It's not smiling. Son's got too many. I was a gas burner guy because it was easy and got it up. I now own a Traeger, an old Traeger, because I wanted to try it out, and I enjoy it. But that meant the other one went away. I'm a one burner guy, if you will, one style. You guys aren't,
One
right?
grill kind of guy.
Yeah. How many do you own, Stunt?
I'm at 7. So
See, okay, that's where Jake, you can't call yourself normal people. How many do you have?
I think I'm pretty close. To put it into context, I had to rent a storage unit,
See,
put grills and bicycles in for my daughter's graduation party this weekend.
congratulations, by the way. I saw that on Facebook. That's not normal, I guess my point is, but I'm okay with that as long as the show says, okay, this week when I put it on my X grill, this is what I got to do. If it's my smoker, this is how it works. If I'm going to put it on my gas grill, this is what you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of us don't have the options you're all living with.
Well, Al, I would tell you this: grills, smokers, any type of outdoor cooking apparatus is a lot like hats. You might own 150 of them, or in Stunt's case, 450 of them, but you only wear your favorite 2, right?
Yeah.
And that's the same. The ones that are already, I mean, there's half of my grills are in that storage unit and have been for 2 weeks. And then there's still 2 or 3 that are here at the house that get regular use and won't see the storage unit until the day before the party. So, you know, we all kind of have our favorites. And just like anything else, you buy the cheap offset to learn to smoke on an offset and then realize I could do better with a better model or a different one. You don't get rid of the offset. It's like guitars. You don't get rid of one to get another one.
See,
you know?
I don't want to break your bubble, Jake, but yes, you do. Regular people do. You don't save the classic. Sorry, but Stun's like, don't tell
wives that.
I'm like, no, I got my Traeger, so now the other burner, that's got to go. There's just no, that's the way regular people work, Jake. I'm sorry. Wake up.
Do you, Al, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen an artist? Can you imagine Michelangelo with one paintbrush? Come on, man.
Bob
Ross had a scraper, a 2-inch brush, and that fan brush. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember. But come on, maybe it's an addictive personality. You bring up Stunt's 560 baseball caps that he wears 2 on. It might be an OCD or whatever the letters are that saves a lot of stuff too. Could be that.
It could be part of it. It's hard to say goodbye to a few of them, you know. I actually got into a habit there for a short time where I was finding grills on the side of the street. People wanted to get rid of them for free. And I was finding them new homes. I took them home, refurbished, and then I'd give them out to a buddy. We save them the best we could and give them a new life.
Okay, so this is, again, I don't want to rip on you guys. I kind of do. Okay, Stunt. Most of us do not become emotionally attached to the grill. I may not get rid of the grill because I'm too lazy to drag it to the street and put free on it. That might be a thing. But the idea that, I'm attached to it, no, the rest of us aren't that way. Got to be honest.
They got a place in the home. It's okay.
Okay. I got to go to break. When we come back, what I'd like to do, because folks, obviously these two are passionate about the barbecue show. Let's talk a little bit about it again. I'd like the format of it. Where can I get it? How do I get to hear it? Because it is a fantastic program. We'll talk about that. I've got them, Stunt and Jake. They are the barbecue show guys. More after this.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
You know that car sound that sounds like a cricket playing a banjo? Jay's can fix that. You know when you step on the brakes and your car sounds like a pair of tennis shoes in the dryer? Paul is the guy who specializes in that. And you know that sound that never happens when the mechanic's around? Paul took a whole course on that. If you own a car, you need to know Paul. Paul owns Jay's Auto Shop, 202 North Main Street, Blue Earth, 525-1052, 525-1052.
talk amongst friends. The Al Travis Show. Nothing but talk.
I've known Stunt and Jake for, 4 or 5 years now. They do this thing called the Barbecue Show. It's fantastic. It's so much fun to watch. Let me ask you a primary question. Stunt, are you a rub guy or are you the slathery guy? And if you're the slathery guy, are you more vinegar-based, sugar-based? What's your go-to barbecue?
I'm more of a rub guy.
Same here.
What's that?
Same here. I was glad to hear that.
Yeah, you got a good sauce. It's always great to add it in there. But if you can't get something good with your base on just your dry rub, you might be doing something wrong, in my opinion. I think it's great that way. So,
Jake, you are back to muted, but I'd like to ask you the same question. You a rub guy or are you a saucy guy?
I've always been a sauce guy. I like the sauce, and I think that's part of what works for Stunt and I. Is that when we first started the show, he was the low, slow smoke guy, and I was the hot, fast, do your steak on charcoal. If you can broil a 2-inch ribeye at 1,700 degrees, man, go for it.
Get her done.
And so there's a little dichotomy between the two of us, and I think it works really, really well. I learned from him, he learns from me, and hopefully the listeners.
I presume you both heard the Grandpa's Barbecue Sauce. They've been a sponsor here for a long time, and I like their stuff. They do both the dry and the rub now. When I listen to the show, because a lot of this stunt, I would presume, is in the secret sauce that you're using. I said, I'm a Famous Dave's guy. If I need to run in, I know what I'm going to get from Famous Dave's. You're going to grab it. I have no problem with that. But do you guys tell us what's in your sauce? If Jake's going to make his, if it's the rub, or you tell me who you're buying? Because isn't that a lot of that flavor?
Yeah, I think we're more of you created a sauce that you're now selling. Why don't you come on and tell us about it? Okay. We experiment with a lot of those things, but for us, it's more. Well, for me anyway, I don't want to speak for Stunt. For me, it's more of out of necessity. Like, I've got a little of this. I want to try this, but I don't have as much smoked paprika as I had last time, so now I'm going to do it differently to see how it turns out.
But do you write it down then? If you find the secret sauce that you really like, you're like, oh wow,
no, not at all.
No, okay. See, that'd be me. I knew this was great that's what it's not. If you're doing dry rub, especially, right? How much of this you put in, how much of that, you almost got to keep track, right?
Right, even then, I don't do a great job. But especially when we were trying our hand at competition, little barbecue backyard competitions around southern Minnesota, the preparation for that was definitely like, all right, we use this. And we used this, and we did, just the procedure and how much we used and everything else was, it was definitely to taking notes and making sure I kept that and go, oh, that was trash. Let's try another one.
Do you share that on the show? I mean, will you get to a point where this one really works with the pork butt? If you do a pound of sugar and a pound of do you share that technique with him as well, or you're just telling everybody you figured out your darn self?
Oh, we share. I think the show basically is talking about how we're professionals, but based on we did it the honest way by screwing up and messing up enough times that it's out of experience, and that's why you tell you to experiment and have fun, because with that experimentation and every time you're enjoying it, you start to kind of hone in your own skills.
Okay. Well, and I would also, to add to that, Al, quickly, we're not above. Part of our thing is that you want to enjoy your time on the patio, on the grill, whatever you're doing. So part of what we go for is don't make it harder. It's not rocket science. Don't make it right. If you find a sauce in a bottle that you like, use it. Why recreate the wheel? You know what I mean?
The Grandpa's has got a steak sauce that I tell you, I've not had anything better. It is my go-to on almost everything now. But I'm with you on this, and maybe that's what I want to explain with you guys. You're regular Joes. This isn't your job. This isn't you trying to, this is not how you make your living as barbecue sauce and things and going around winning trophies. My wife doesn't understand why I don't grill more. It's because to just flip a hamburger on the grill quick and run back in, I don't find a lot of it. You put a rack of ribs on that I'm going to slow do for the day, have a cigar out there, maybe an adult cocktail. It's a day. I'm okay with that. That makes me happier. You're shaking your head so we're on radio. Which do you prefer? Which one?
Tuesday. That's Tuesday at my house.
See, but that's what's cool about. That's why I like you guys. Son, are you okay with I just got to get something done? I'll throw the grill on and get it done, or are you the process of I'd like an 8-hour pork butt?
Both. It's really both. And honestly, like Jake kind of hit it earlier on in our show. I was definitely like, I'm gonna spend all day Sunday getting up early, throwing ribs on, throwing a pork butt on, or whatever it is, and enjoying the whole day process. And I still love to do that, but timing and life gets in the way. And so now coming home after work and going, all right, we gotta get the grill going, we gotta get these steaks on, we gotta get done for the night. It's whatever we have time for.
That's
I love the process though. What you mentioned, and honestly, Jake and I talked about. I mentioned competitions earlier. We said we should try some competitions. We quickly realized we have amazing backyards and patios. Let's just sit there and do it. We don't need to haul everything to a competition someplace that start at 7 a.m.
And then the added pressure, right? Isn't the beauty thing about smoking is it's just a little time, and you got something great at the end. The pressure would be terrible. All right, now let's get down to the nitty gritty. I know you guys are on KTOE out of Mankato because that's where I first hit you guys up. Where can the folks hit the barbecue show? And I'm recommending it to everybody. Is there a podcast? Where can I get it?
Right. Every week we do the show, and it's up for podcast every weekend on every podcast platform I think we got. So everyone available.
Do you have the barbecue show? Is the barbecue show your podcast name? I mean, that was open?
Oh, yeah, it was open. There's a few others out there, but we are the barbecue show, BBQ. So
BBQ, yeah.
I bet you couldn't find that as a URL. Goodness gracious, how is that not taken? That's like, wow. Okay, good for you. So go wherever you get your podcast, The Barbecue Show. You're on KTOE, other radio stations right now? I mean, you this will go across the state, but any others, or are you growing the empire?
Stutt's got an extensive list. What are we? We're in four different. Go ahead.
Yep. We're on 4 stations total right now. Yep. So
good for you guys.
To continue growing. It's been so much. Again, we have so much fun just doing it. Why not try to share it and see what we can do with it, right?
And are the people calling you? If I was a barbecue, we did a thing just a bit last week, I think it was, because I went to a great barbecue place in what was it? Austin. The Picky Blues. You knew that. I never been. They've been there 25 years. It was fantastic. So I just asked people to give me your favorite barbecue place, and I got a list of 30, 35. Everybody's got one. Are those people contacting you about getting on the show? Are you out there hustling folks? If I'm a great barbecue guy or a sauce guy, how do we get a hold of you guys to say, hey, I got something I want to contribute?
Absolutely. We have you can always email if anybody listening wants to be on the show. Ask the BBQ show at gmail.com or any of the social media places. The Barbecue Show, BBQ Show, once again, is where we're at on Instagram, Facebook. We got the TikTok. We don't post a lot of videos. We're working on that, but we like to. We're trying hard to get more active in that realm of things.
All right, real quick, craziest thing you've ever barbecued?
That's easy for me. My new favorite thing, Al, is frozen pizza on your Blackstone.
It's still frozen? You throw it in the Blackstone? Really?
Yeah. Frozen pizza. Instead of putting it in the oven, put it on your flat top.
Makes some sense. How about you, Stunt?
I smoked, what did we smoke that one time? I can't even think. You put me on the spot real well. Oh,
the cow's tongue. Yeah. You did that cow's tongue.
Cow's tongue.
Cow's tongue.
That's a little on the word set. Guys, I appreciate you being here. I'm out of time. I appreciate you both.
Thanks, Al.
Thank you so much.
Stutt and Jeff, The Barbecue Show on The Al Travis Show.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning,